Hi, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, Don't Touch My Music. I am Chardonnay and I'm here with my co host, Kiana.
Hi.
And today we're going to be talking about music publishing. Music publishing is actually one of my favorite topics, other than like artist management and so forth.
Mm,
It's crazy because I don't enjoy talking about music copyright, but I do enjoy talking about music publishing. I don't know. It's
yeah,
weird because,
it's funny because like publishing is
yeah,
just copyright 2.0,
yeah, I don't know.
basically.
It's weird, but yeah, I don't know. But
I
anyway, so oh,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. I remember during our university course,
Hmm.
so many times like we've had a lot of guest speakers and whatnot come through, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
obviously just through our lessons and stuff. Every time we talked about publishing, I remember the one statement that was always made across the board from
Hmm.
everybody from everywhere in whichever field of the music industry they were in. They would always be like, if you want to make money doing nothing, go into publishing. And
Oh,
I was
is
just
it?
like, okay, but can you tell us what it is?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
everybody said that shit and then just moved on. And I was like,
Because when like you said, when we started, like everyone was just talking about music publishing and making money, whatever, whatever, but they never really told us what it actually is. And even like telling us what it was a bit um
vague.
vague in the beginning,
Yeah.
but like you said, as we got more into it, we like really understood what it was about. And even when I went to Berkeley to do
Mm,
like my little exchange,
exchange.
yeah, and I was in an A&R, I was in a class called A&R and record labels, which was so cool because I'm like, hello, this is up my alley.
Mm,
um they were talking about like music publishing there, and they got into a bit more stuff on how it works in the US, and I was like, interesting, because it doesn't
it's
work like that
really
in
interesting.
Europe, you
Yeah.
know. um but anyway, let's get into it. So we're going to be talking about music publishing today. And music publishing is one of the oldest forms of revenue in the music industry, and it can generate a lot of income for composers slash songwriters. So for all you composers slash songwriters out there, this is a very important episode for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So get your papers and your pens or your little laptop, to type. Um, because understanding the basics will be super helpful for you. So we're gonna get into that today. So mainly, music publishing focuses on songwriters and copyright, aka composition copyright. And for those of you who have listened to our previous episode where we talked about music copyright, you'll get all the information there on what composition copyright is.
Mm-hmm.
But mainly, music publishing focuses on that. So what is music publishing? Basically, music publishing is the promotion and monetization of musical compositions. In other words, a song. So the promotion and monetization of a song, of a composition. And music publishers are responsible for representing composers, songwriters, and lyricists, and they make sure that they get compensated for the commercial use of their intellectual property, which would be their musical composition or the song.
In the context of music publishing, there are three exclusive rights that get exploited.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know what exploitation means, it's basically just monetization. So getting your music or your musical compositions out there for monetization. That's
Mm-hmm.
basically what it means. Because like me and Kiki was discussing, it has exploitation has two meanings. So let
Yeah.
us give you the correct meaning of
This is
what
the
it is.
positive, the
Yes.
positive meaning of exploitation.
Yeah.
So, on the subject of exclusive rights, in last week Monday's episode, when we talked about copyright, we talked about six exclusive rights that copyright owners or copyright holders have when it comes to their music. Three of those exclusive rights are exploited by music publishers. And those three rights are the right to reproduce and distribute, the right to perform or display, and the right to create derivative works based off of the original work.
To kind of piggyback off of what Kiki said with the three exclusive rights, I'll first start off with reproduction and distribution. That would fall under mechanical royalties. So,
Mm-hmm.
what that actually is that songwriters and composers would be able to get compensated for the reproduction of their songs or composition. So, third parties would pay if they want to record or manufacture or distribute your song a composition. And these mechanical royalties are generated when people choose to reproduce your musical work on a vinyl or on a CD or on a tape or even streams and
Mhm.
downloads,
Mhm.
digital sales.
For the aspect of streaming, it only counts for streaming platforms and not for like online radio stations like Pandora,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
listener has to choose to play your music. So if it's
Exactly.
being played because a radio station chose to, it doesn't count. An
Yeah.
online radio station specifically.
Yeah. The second royalty would be public performance royalties, which is linked with performance and the display of your work. Songwriters and composers are compensated when a composition is performed publicly. So, for example, if it's broadcasted on the radio, if your song is used as background music in shops and restaurants and digital streams. So, this also includes you listening to your own music on your laptop. And then the third one would be synchronization, license, royalties slash fees. Now, this is where songwriters and composers are compensated every time their musical composition is a part of any other type of content slash media. So, for example, if your song or composition is to be placed in a TV show, a movie, on a radio show, in advertisements, or even in games, you would be compensated for this. And these type of licenses are always targeted to a specific piece of music, so maybe a particular song, a
Mhm.
hit song you might have, or just like a little cool popular vibing song, whatever. And they have to be these licenses have to be negotiated with both the songwriter slash composer and the recording artist. But if you're all those in one, it's just gonna be negotiated with you. So yeah.
Okay, so now that we've highlighted what music publishing is and what copyright they exploit and what royalties you earn from those copyrights being exploited, we can get into kind of the roles that publishers fulfill within the whole spectrum of publishing, because there are
Yeah.
specific roles that need to be fulfilled,
Yeah.
and we'll get into those. But just to reiterate again, in very basic terms, simple pimple. I haven't said that in so long, it felt wrong coming out of my mouth. In short, publishers are in charge of making sure that songwriters receive royalties, and they
Yeah.
also help them generate opportunities for compositions to be performed and or reproduced. So
Yeah.
this is, in simple terms, what publishers do. However, within that, there are 4 roles, which I'm going to get into now. The first role is publishing administration, which is basically just like a lot of paperwork and fighting. A lot of
Yeah.
legal shit happening
Yeah, it
here.
is. Yeah.
And what they do is they register your stuff, they collect the royalties for your stuff, and then if there is a discrepancy with the royalties that you were receiving, no, the royalties that you received versus how many times your song or your stuff was licensed for whatever use, then they will audit. So basically, within publishing administration, what they do is ensure that you receive 100% of the royalties that you are owed. Okay, so the second role is publishing A&R, which is really similar to the A&R that record labels do, but there's like a slight difference.
Yeah.
But in the similarities, it's of course, scouting for talent, and then developing songwriters' careers.
Yeah.
But the main goal is to maximize long-term revenue generation by the talents who they represent. And this is a role that is most valued for songwriters and composers who only do that. So they don't also record and perform their work. Their profession is songwriting and composing, and that's all that they do. There's no other
That's how they
revenue
make their
stream.
coins. They're like,
Yeah,
I don't want to
there's
be
no other
seen.
revenue stream.
I don't want to be heard, but just give me
Yeah.
my coins for
Yeah.
writing these songs.
Yeah. They're considered back end
Yeah.
musicians, basically. Um, and then the third one is negotiating music rights, which is really most relevant when it comes to collaborations and sampling and stuff like that,
Yeah.
where then you have to negotiate the fees for licensing samples, and you have to negotiate who owns what part of a song that's a collaborative effort,
Mm-hmm.
and how you're going to split the royalties between all the people that collaborated, because that can
Yeah.
often become an issue. It's generally
Mm-hmm.
split equally,
Yeah.
but that isn't always the case.
It's
Some
true.
people,
Yeah.
it's like when you do a group project and you have that one fucking person that doesn't do shit,
Listen, and then you're
but you still
obligated to
have to
put their
put their
name.
name on the project,
Yeah.
even though you did
Mm-hmm.
everything. It's like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like that. So your publishers that specialize in negotiating things will make sure that you get your fair share.
Yeah.
And then the last one is the last role is promoting compositions, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. So publishers that specialize in this will ensure or work really hard to ensure that compositions continue to be performed or continue to be used in one way or another, whether it's through adaptations or samples or um, whatever the fuck. But
Remixes.
yeah, it remixes all of that. But yeah, in basic simple terms, they're there to make sure that that composition is still generating money in one
Yeah.
way or
Yeah.
another.
Yeah. And there are four types of music publishing companies. There is major publishers, there are major publishers, major affiliated publishers, independent publishers, and writer publishers. And major publishers is exactly what it sounds like. Major publishers are associated with major labels such as Sony, BMG, Universal Music Group, and Warner Music Group. So I think for Sony, it's Sony Music Publishing. For Universal, it's Universal Music Publishing Group. And then for Warner Music Group, it's Warner Chappell Music. Yeah, so that's the major publishers. The major affiliated publishers are independent publishing companies that have deals with major labels to handle the licensing administration, because that can be a lot of work. Well, it not can be, it
It
is
is, yeah,
always will
yeah.
be a lot of work. And then independent publishers is exactly what it sounds like. These are publishing companies that handle their own administration in-house without the help of major labels and are funded themselves. So it's also not a lot of money to start a publishing company either, because I did some
Mm.
research on it and it's not much. So get into it. And then there are writer publishers. And these are songwriters who handle their own publishing. They may hire someone to handle their admin for them, because listen, you guys notice how much time we talk about handling admin and licensing and the admin of all that, because it's a lot of work. Yeah, but anyway, so writer publishers are songwriters who handle their own publishing. They may hire someone to deal with their administration for them, but they would pay them as they're just paying like a freelancer person or like a regular employee. They don't give them any percentage of their royalties, so they just pay them a flat fee for doing their administration for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that. Yeah, so that is basically the basics
Basics.
of music publishing. I always say take a pen and a paper or go on your laptop and write it down, or just follow us on Instagram, because you'll be able to see like the information written, because sometimes listening to it might be one thing, but then actually seeing it, would
Yeah.
be another thing to help you like understand fully. But this is just the basics of music publishing. Like I said, I
Mm-hmm.
love talking about music publishing. I feel like we should be talking more about it, but that's going to be in the episodes to come. um
Exactly.
and yeah, I hope you guys found this part informative. And if you have any questions, just let us know, like
Hop
Yeah.
into the DMs.
Hop into the DMs. Just let us know if you have any questions. But we would be happy to answer your questions. Like we would be actually looking forward to answer your questions on topics like this, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
any little thing that you don't understand, just ask. Like no question is a stupid question, especially when it comes to stuff in the music industry. No question is a stupid question, guys. Just ask us whatever you want to know. Like it could be like
Exactly.
a little simple line or a little simple word. Like ask. Like how I explain exploitation. Like because some of you might think it's different, but no, exploitation in this term means like putting your shits up to get the monies, to get the coins, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, ask the questions, guys. So
And also remember that we were once also learning. So
yeah, yeah,
we were once also
yeah,
asking the questions that people think are stupid,
yeah,
but they aren't stupid
yeah.
because now we know the things.
I remember learning about music publishing and I was like, what is this? I'm like, this is just confusing. It's too much for my brain. I can't wrap my head around it. And then
Mm-hmm.
you actually I think I don't know if I'm using the right word, but you actually grasp it much quicker than me.
Mm.
uh, I don't know, like if you would
It,
agree.
it's
But
because of the copyright stuff. Because
mm,
my internship was all based on copyright and
yeah,
licensing. So
you see, my internship was mainly focused on artist
A&R,
management,
yeah.
artist development, A&R, social media. Like that was my shit. Ooh, that was my shit.
Okay, so now we're just gonna make a smooth little transition here to our
Yeah,
small talk corner, our little chit chat corner that we have every
yeah, yeah,
Monday,
yeah.
where we pick two songs that we really like for the week, and then
Mm-hmm.
we also ask each other a question. Do you
Mm-hmm.
want to say your first song first?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so the song that I've been listening to this entire week, well, actually, one of the songs that I was listening to the entire week was Checklist by Normani and Calvin Harris featuring Wizkid.
Jam.
That song is a jam. It's definitely a jam. Like the
Mm-hmm.
choreography that Normani does to it, it's fire. I'm like, Normani, do it. I said Normani. I mean Normani. I said Normani, do it again and again and again. And she was actually on a Sweetener tour with
Mm-hmm.
Ariana Grande, and she would perform that song very often. And I'm like, yes, yes, this is the
Yeah.
song,
No,
you
it's such
know.
a fun
So
song. I
yeah, it is.
thoroughly enjoyed it when it came out. It was like
Yes.
on repeat.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I listened to it so much.
Yeah. What's your song that you've been listening to?
One of my songs of the week is actually a song that I listen to every day, at least once a day. If I don't listen to it, my day is basically just not complete.
Okay.
is the gist of it. Okay. It is called Home. It's by BTS and it's from their
Mm-hmm.
2019 Map of the Soul Persona album. Um, it's just a song that makes me feel real good inside. Makes me happy. I just really like the song. It's like a day just
Nice.
isn't a day without the song, and like they don't perform it very often, but every time that they have, it's been like an excellent performance. Like the one that
Mm.
they did for Jimmy Fallon. Get out of my face with that performance. It was so good. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
so good. I have that shit in my YouTube favorites but private folder. Yeah, it's in there. I revisit it
Mm-hmm.
regularly. It's just a good ass song about like somebody or a group of people that you associate to home.
Mm.
So, whenever you come back to this person or to this group of people, you feel like you're at home. It doesn't matter where in the
Oh
world you
yeah.
are, as long as they're with you, then you're at home.
At home.
It's
Yeah.
that, and I really like it, and it's just a good ass time. That
Nice.
song.
Nice. Nice. Okay. So my second song is "Payday" by Doja Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Doja. That song is a jam. Like I don't know, like something about that song I just vibe to. Like the way that Doja, right, has like a unique style
Listen,
in everything, in just her
you
appearance and in her
immediately
vocals.
identify her. Immediately.
Right. And it's just the way that she lays her vocals on a track.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so captivating. I need to listen to this. Like the way I don't know, Doja, like
She does
mm.
it.
Like in the way that she sings Payday, like the way that she lays her vocals on
Yeah,
Payday. I'm like, this is a vibe. This is a
it
vibe,
is. Yeah, it
you
is.
know.
Doja's
Yeah.
very
So that's
talented.
yeah, she is. That's my second song. What's your second?
My second song is Alter by Kehlani. It is a single. They released it in 2021. It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. The lyrics are beautiful. The sentiment behind the whole thing is beautiful. Like, it's really about remembering your loved ones who have passed on and making an altar. It's like the whole, just the feeling you get, because we do that here in Portugal, and also just in our house. We every year, once a year, we build an altar for all of our family and or friends who have passed, in remembrance for the day. We make their favorite
That's
food
so
and all of
nice.
that, and like
That is so nice.
yeah, I really like it. I don't know, it just like that day just feels specifically it feels so different, and Kelani really managed to encompass it into a song. It's in the song.
Yeah.
The vibes are in the song, and the music video is
Yeah.
also like really beautiful.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my other jam for the week.
Nice. Okay, so I have a question for you, but I'm gonna take your question first.
Question time.
I'm gonna take your question first, though. No, I'm gonna give you your question first.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give you your question first. So the question that I have for you is, what was what what was the most, this is like two questions in one, okay? Like, why did the first time, what did you enjoy the most during our studies? What did you enjoy the most, and what did you enjoy the least? Okay, well, I wasn't enjoy the least. What did you not like doing at all, and what did you enjoy from like our studies in music management
Okay.
throughout the entire 4 years?
Yeah. So I really enjoyed Rookie. Like, as much as it was a pain in the ass and it was a lot of work, it was so fun.
It was fun.
It was so fun also because we worked like with our friends, and we got to do two things at once. Okay, so like maybe I should explain what Rookie is.
I was gonna say, for those of you who don't know what Rookie is, tell them about Rookie Entertainment.
So
it's Rookie Entertainment, guys. We worked at Rookie Entertainment.
Yeah.
So
part of our studies at the time required us to form our own little companies under an amateur company that our university owns, amateur entertainment company to be specific. The company is called Rookie Entertainment. So that we make our own little sister companies under Rookie Entertainment, and we run them as like real businesses. So the goal was to either make a profit or to break even. We made a profit.
Yes, we did.
And generally for the people that were under our course, so doing international music management, we had to choose between making an event or running an artist management agency. Our group decided to do both because we were a big group.
Yes.
And that way everybody kind of got to do what they enjoyed. Me and Chardonnay were on the marketing and design side of the stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it was so much fun. Our company was called Your Beat Management. The one thing that I liked was Rookie, and getting to do that with our friends, and also the fact that we succeeded. What I didn't like, which I don't think has anything to do with like any of our coursework and stuff. What I didn't like
was like, actually not to be problematic, but
not to be controversial. But I'm gonna be controversial. What I didn't like was that shit of lecturers expecting respect but not giving it. That pissed me off. We had a lot of that in third year during our minor, and I didn't like that. But because I am simply an organized person, I don't know how else to put it, I had proof that the things that we're being accused of weren't true, and we never got an apology.
Oh yeah.
So I'm still holding that grudge.
I remember our little
our little kerfuffle.
Yes, I remember.
And my thing is that wasn't the only time. We addressed it multiple times throughout all 4 years. Whenever it happened, with even the higher ups, and fuck all would get done. And that's the shit that pissed me off in my 4 years during our course. She was gonna say during our course. That's what pissed me off. That's what irritated me, was that a lot of the shit that lecturers would do tainted the experience. Yeah, those are my 2 things. What I liked is rookie. What I didn't like is the disrespect.
You have a question for me?
I do. I think it's a fun question.
Oh my god. Okay, go.
So, if you could pick a song to play every time you entered a room, what would it be?
Girl.
So, like, every time you walk into a room, what song would be playing? To be like, Chardonnay has entered this motherfucking room.
The first song that came top of mind was Fresh Out the Runway from Rihanna. You know that song? Fresh Out the Runway?
Yeah.
Fresh Out the Runway. Fresh. Listen, like, that would be the song. Once you hear that song play, like, you don't even have to start playing it when I enter. Like, while I am walking up the stairs or in the entranceway, like, start playing it, then I am coming.
You'd be like, you'd hear it and you'd be like, oh shit, here comes Chardonnay.
Listen, that song is just giving. That has, like, the song is such, like, dominant vibe. It just gives, like, dominant vibes, like badass vibes. You know what I mean? Like, once you hear the song, like, I'm here. So no, that would be definitely my song, Fresh Out the Runway from Rihanna.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like, it's just totally me. It's my So that's that.
Yeah, so I like that answer. It was a good one.
Yeah. Fresh Out the Runway. Although I think I would have multiple as well too. It would either be Fresh Out the Runway or no, I think it would have to be Fresh Out the Runway. No, I think it would have to be Fresh Out the Runway. Yeah, no, that song is just, that's the one. That's the one.
It's the one. Okay, everybody. So that was today's episode. Once again, if you have any questions about what we said about publishing, feel free to ask us. We will answer to the best of our ability. And she said, and if we, she said if and we at this, she said if and we at the same time, but in the wrong order. But anyway, and if we are unable to answer the question, we will try to point you in the direction of a resource or somebody who can. Yeah, man. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. If you are listening on Spotify or Anchor, follow the podcast, rate the podcast, leave a comment on Anchor. Follow us on our social media accounts, Instagram, Don't Touch My Music Pod, TikTok, Don't Touch My Music Pod. What else do we have?
Yeah, that's all the things.
Is it all the things? Okay, cool. Oh, if you're listening on Spotify and Anchor, YouTube, Don't Touch My Music. And yeah, that's it, I think.
That's it. Yeah. So,
Okay.
okay, bye.
Bye.